In recent weeks, the international community has witnessed a severe and rapid escalation of military tensions in the Middle East. American military assets and strategic installations in the region have recently come under direct pressure amid rising regional tensions. These unprecedented attacks have triggered massive defensive measures and placed global military forces on the absolute highest level of alert in a world that feels more unstable every single day. The true strength of international alliances is being tested in real time. Diplomatic treaties and televised handshakes look great during times of peace and economic prosperity. However, when regional stability is seriously tested, global powers must understand which alliances are built to function under real pressure. Throughout modern history, the United States has built a complex web of military partnerships with nations across the globe. As these partnerships are currently being activated as the crisis with Iran forces the American military to reposition its global defense assets. They are heavily integrated defense networks that have structured their own militaries to operate seamlessly alongside American forces. If the current Middle Eastern conflict spirals into a wider regional war today, these specific nations are expected to answer the call for logistical and military support. Today, we are objectively analyzing the top 10 countries that are most strategically committed to defending American interests around the world. Number 10, Italy. Starting off this list at number 10 is a crucial defender of Mediterranean stability, Italy. As military exchanges between the United States and Iran intensify in early 2026, Italy remains a vital strategic anchor. This powerful European partnership has kept the southern half of the continent secure for many decades. Italy is home to some of the most important American military bases located anywhere in the world. The famous 6th Fleet of the United States Navy is headquartered right in the southern city of Naples. This massive naval fleet relies completely on Italian logistical support to patrol the oceans and project power toward the Middle East. Thousands of American airmen are also permanently stationed at Aviano Air Base in the northern region of the country. These bases prove that the Italian government is deeply committed to supporting the global operational missions of the United States. American and Italian soldiers do not just conduct routine training exercises, they operate as a highly integrated team on the ground. Italy maintains a highly capable military that frequently joins American forces on complicated overseas deployments. They have historically stood alongside American troops in the harsh deserts of the Middle East and the mountains of Central Asia. Italian special forces are highly respected by international military commanders for their operational bravery and intense tactical discipline. While they generally maintain a quiet diplomatic profile, their commitment to Western defense treaties is completely firm. In times of great international crisis, Italy has consistently provided the emergency funding, medical care, and safe staging grounds needed for combat operations. As they understand that a stable alliance with the United States helps guarantee economic peace and maritime security for their own citizens. If the escalating conflict with Iran requires a massive mobilization of European staging areas, Italy will definitely provide the necessary infrastructure. They are a reliable and incredibly powerful strategic partner in maintaining global maritime security and Western defense. Number 9, Canada. It is incredibly rare in global geopolitics for two massive nations to share a border and never have to worry about a military threat. The border between the United States and Canada is the longest undefended boundary in the entire world. These two nations are not just friendly neighbors who trade goods across a peaceful fence. They are deeply integrated partners who trust each other completely with the absolute defense of the North American continent. When examining how the United States protects its airspace, it becomes clear that it is actually a joint effort with Canadian forces. Both nations share a massive defense command system that constantly watches the sky for ballistic missiles or unknown aircraft. American and Canadian military officers sit in the exact same command centers and look at the exact same radar screens every single day. And this level of absolute operational trust is something that almost no other two countries on Earth share with each other. Canada has never hesitated to deploy its own military forces when the United States asks for operational assistance in a tough situation. From the freezing hills of the Korean War to the intense battles in the Middle East, Canadian troops have historically been present as Washington directs its focus toward the recent Iranian attacks on its arsenals. But having a completely secure northern border is a massive strategic advantage. The United States military does not have to worry about defending its home territory from the north, allowing it to project power overseas beyond the military. The populations of both nations are connected through deep demographic ties and massive amounts of daily trade. When the United States faced terrible domestic tragedies in the past, Canada immediately opened its airports and its resources to assist. Yes, they have proven that their alliance goes far beyond government treaties and extends to the actual protection of civilian populations. If a global threat ever reaches the direct shores of North America, the Canadian military will be standing right on the front line. They are a deeply integrated continental partner whose geographic loyalty allows the United States to operate freely on the global stage. Number 8. Germany, right in the center of Europe. As Germany stands as the heavy logistical anchor of American transatlantic security plans. They are the biggest economy in Europe and play a massive role in keeping the entire continent politically and militarily stable. The partnership between the United States and Germany has helped maintain the balance of power in Europe for over 70 years. As political tensions regarding the Iranian strikes dominate the news today, the alliance with Germany is critical for logistical supply lines. Germany is home to some of the most important American military installations located anywhere outside of United States territory. Massive air bases in Germany serve as the main highway for moving American troops, weapons, and supplies directly into the Middle East. Germany also hosts massive military hospitals that have historically saved the lives of countless wounded American soldiers arriving from combat zones. If casualties arise from the ongoing tensions with Iran, these German medical facilities will be the absolute first point of emergency care. These bases prove that Germany is deeply committed to supporting the physical infrastructure required for American global missions. Recently, the German government has made massive new financial commitments to rebuild their own military power to deal with modern threats, as they are purchasing the absolute best American stealth fighters and using their own highly advanced tanks to strengthen the overall shield of Europe. Their advanced cyber defense teams work closely with American intelligence experts to stop foreign hackers from disrupting critical infrastructure. While the German public is historically careful about entering foreign wars, their government's commitment to Western defense is completely firm. In times of great crisis, Germany has always provided the crucial safe ground that the United States military needs to operate effectively. German and American soldiers do not just train together, their command structures are completely integrated within the NATO alliance. If the United States requires a massive airlift of supplies to respond to the Iranian crisis, German airspace and runways will provide the heavy lifting. They are a quiet but incredibly essential logistical defender of shared Western security. Number 7. France. Looking back at the historical birth of the United States, France stands out as the absolute oldest military ally of the American government. Without the naval assistance of French ships and soldiers during the American Revolution, the political map of the world would look entirely different. Today, France remains a proud, powerful, and highly independent military force with an operational reach that covers the globe. While the French government famously prefers to make its own diplomatic decisions, they have consistently proven their strategic loyalty during global crises. As the world faces serious political instability regarding the Iranian attacks in 2026, France brings incredibly serious power to the table. They are one of the very few countries in the world that builds their own nuclear-powered aircraft carriers to project power across the oceans. As French naval forces forces are currently highly active in the Red Sea and the Middle East, helping to secure international shipping lanes from disruption. They are absolute experts at hunting down dangerous militant groups in some of the harshest desert environments on Earth. The intelligence agencies of both countries share highly sensitive satellite data, special forces tactics, and advanced weapons research every single day. Despite occasional diplomatic arguments over minor political issues, this long relationship is built on a very solid foundation of mutual Western defense. France is deeply committed to keeping the European and Mediterranean regions safe, which perfectly matches exactly what the United States needs right now. The historical beaches of Normandy still exist today as a quiet, powerful reminder of what these two nations sacrificed to defeat tyranny. France possesses an incredible military with soldiers who are highly trained to survive, adapt, and to fight in the worst possible combat conditions. They maintain an independent foreign policy, but their military compass almost always aligns perfectly with the United States during a true international crisis. If the United States is forced into a massive global conflict stemming from the current Middle East escalation, the French military would absolutely mobilize. They possess the exact type of rapid deployment forces needed to secure chaotic regions and assist American troops under fire. They would not hesitate to stand with their oldest ally when the geopolitical stakes reach their absolute highest point. Number 6. Poland. In recent years, Poland has quickly emerged as one of the most enthusiastic and dedicated military allies the United States has ever seen. Sitting right on the absolute front line of Eastern Europe, Poland plays a highly critical role in stopping regional aggression from spreading westward. Their relationship with the United States is driven by a deep historical understanding of exactly what happens when a nation is left undefended. In the face of rising global danger in early 2026, Poland has doubled down on its absolute commitment to Washington. They have made breathtaking financial investments in their own military power to make sure they can defend themselves and their allies. They are one of the only countries in the entire world currently spending nearly 4% of their national wealth on military defense. The Polish government has purchased massive amounts of American heavy tanks, advanced rocket launchers, and the absolute best 5th-generation fighter jets. Thus, Poland actively requests more American troops to be permanently stationed on their soil because they view the United States as the ultimate security guarantor. They are aggressively building new military bases and massive supply hubs to make sure the American army always has a safe place to operate. When the United States shifts its primary focus to the escalating crisis with Iran, it desperately needs a strong partner to hold the line in Europe. Poland serves exactly that purpose, acting as a heavily armed deterrent against any opportunistic adversaries in the eastern region. They ensure that the United States does not have to fight a complicated two-front war, allowing American forces to concentrate on the Middle East. Polish soldiers regularly travel overseas to fight in the same dangerous peacekeeping missions that American soldiers participate in on a daily basis. In the eyes of the Polish government, maintaining a strong alliance with the United States is the ultimate matter of national survival. The citizens of Poland possess a deep, passionate appreciation for the American military that is visibly obvious in their major cities. With their rapidly growing military strength and fierce diplomatic loyalty, Poland is completely ready to defend Western interests at any cost. They are a highly motivated military partner who will secure the Eastern European flank until the very bitter end. Number 5. South Korea. South Korea is widely recognized as one of the most dedicated and strategically vital military friends the United States has anywhere in Asia. This powerful alliance was forged through terrible hardship and massive human sacrifice during the freezing winters of the Korean War. Today, the permanent presence of nearly 30,000 American troops stationed on the peninsula is a powerful warning to any potential adversary. So it is a clear demonstration that the United States will physically defend the geographic borders of its closest regional allies. In one of the most tense and heavily armed neighborhoods on Earth, these two nations maintain an incredibly strong and modernized defense line. As political tensions peak in the Middle East during March 2026, South Korea stands as an unbreakable fortress of stability in Asia. American and South Korean forces train outside in extreme conditions all year round to make sure they're ready to fight tonight if necessary. South Korea hosts some of the most advanced American missile interception systems to protect cities and military bases from sudden, unexpected ballistic attacks. They also fly the exact same stealth fighter jets as the American Air Force, making it incredibly dangerous for anyone to launch an unprovoked attack. South Korea has completely transformed itself into a massive global producer of high-quality battle tanks, modern warships, and heavy field artillery. They are spending huge amounts of their own national budget to build a military that can handle the extreme technological threats of the modern century. While the United States manages the fallout from the Iranian attacks on its arsenals, it relies heavily on South Korea to maintain absolute deterrence in the Pacific. This ensures that no other regional powers can take advantage of the Middle Eastern distraction to launch their own military campaigns. The military alliance is purely based on shared strategic values, a fierce desire for regional stability, and a deep respect for mutual defense treaties. The South Korean military is highly disciplined, incredibly well armed, and completely ready to defend international shipping lanes and shared interests. If American bases in the Pacific were ever targeted, the armed forces of South Korea would immediately mobilize everything they have to assist. They have proven their tactical loyalty through history, and they remain an essential pillar of global security for the United States. Number 4. Australia. Far across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, the United States has one of its most loyal and tough strategic friends waiting in Australia. A military friendship between these two countries dates all the way back to the incredibly bloody battlefields of the First World War. Since that historical era, Australian and American combat forces have fought side by side in almost every single major global conflict. They operated together in the dense jungles of Southeast Asia, and they conducted joint patrols in the dusty mountains of the Middle East. But this incredible military partnership is rooted in a deep diplomatic connection and a shared strategic vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific region. Right now, as military tensions regarding the Iranian strikes dominate global headlines, the intelligence alliance with Australia is more important than ever before. Both nations share a mutual defense agreement that guarantees they will always protect each other if real military trouble starts in their respective neighborhoods. They recently initiated a massive new defense agreement designed to help Australia build advanced submarines powered by American nuclear propulsion technology. This means their respective navies will be able to work together seamlessly to keep the massive global ocean safe for international commercial shipping. American Marines are now constantly rotating through military bases in northern Australia to train in extreme heat and tough logistical conditions. Australia serves as a massive frontline asset that actively projects American military strength and stability across an entire half of the globe. They are also a core member of the Five Eyes intelligence network, keeping a highly watchful eye on digital threats and global troop movements. In the current crisis with Iran, Australian intelligence gathering stations are crucial for tracking missile launches and intercepting hostile communications. The Australian government has consistently aligned with the United States simply because they firmly believe it serves the best interest of global stability. Their soldiers are famous all over the world for their incredible bravery, harsh tactical training, and absolute operational loyalty in combat zones. With highly trained boots on the ground and amazing warships in the water, Australia will aggressively defend international law and shared security. And they are the ultimate maritime partner in the Pacific, ready to hold the line against any force that threatens to disrupt global peace. Number 3. Japan. The historical evolution of global geopolitics is full of surprises, and the story of how Japan became a crucial ally in Asia is truly remarkable. Since signing a major mutual security treaty many decades ago, Japan and the United States have built a massive defensive wall of peace. The Japanese government completely transformed their society to embrace economic growth, but they also built a highly capable and modern self-defense force. Japan currently hosts more than 50,000 American troops on their sovereign soil, which is an incredible sign of absolute diplomatic trust. They provide the massive naval facilities that American fleets desperately need to operate safely thousands of miles away from the North American coast. And these advanced bases are the absolute backbone of the American ability to respond to military threats or protect supply chains in the Pacific. With global politics acting like a highly explosive powder keg in early 2026, Japan serves as a vital anchor of economic and military stability. While the United States is forced to redirect its immediate attention toward the Iranian attacks, Japan acts as the primary deterrent against Asian instability. They regularly conduct massive joint training exercises where thousands of troops practice defending remote islands and launching rapid aerial rescue missions. Japan has been spending huge amounts of national wealth to purchase the absolute best American aerospace defense technology available in the world today. They possess incredible ballistic missile defense systems that act like a giant electronic shield to protect both their citizens and forward-deployed American troops. Their maritime self-defense forces are highly trained, incredibly disciplined, and perfectly aligned with American naval strategies on the open water. The Japanese government understands that a strong, modernized alliance with the United States is the only realistic way to guarantee peace in their region. The economies of both nations are deeply linked together, creating millions of jobs and pushing incredible technological boundaries every single year. If a major conflict ever broke out in the Pacific Ocean tomorrow, Japan would be the strongest and most technologically capable staging ground. They have the financial wealth, the cutting-edge technology, and the strategic geographic location to completely lock down the entire region. They are a deeply trusted strategic partner who will absolutely hold the defensive line through any international geopolitical storm. Number 2. Israel is widely recognized by international observers as one of the most strategically critical military allies of the United States in the entire Middle East. This complex geopolitical relationship is rooted in decades of sharing the most sensitive and dangerous intelligence secrets on the planet. Since its modern founding, Israel has coordinated closely with the United States to manage a highly volatile and historically unpredictable region. As direct military conflicts and political tensions with Iran peak in the spring of 2026, the strategic bond between these two nations is being tested heavily. The recent Iranian missile strikes on American military arsenals have forced both Washington and Jerusalem to coordinate their defensive postures in real time. Yes, the United States provides Israel with massive financial funding to help develop some of the most advanced defensive aerospace systems the world has ever seen. The famous Iron Dome system, which shoots down incoming rockets in mid-air, is a direct result of this massive bilateral defense investment. However, this partnership is a mutual exchange of tactical capabilities rather than a simple one-way street of American protection. Israel operates as an absolute global leader in automated drone technology, rapid battlefield medicine, and preemptive cyber warfare tactics. They share all of this brilliant technical innovation with the United States military to help protect American soldiers currently deployed in hostile territories. The intelligence sharing network between these two countries is widely considered the absolute gold standard of the modern espionage world. Israel Israeli intelligence agencies and American defense officials work together in the shadows every single day to track Iranian military movements and intercept weapon shipments. This quiet and relentless cooperation has disrupted countless militant operations and mitigated the destructive impact of recent regional escalations. The military forces of Israel are constantly battle-tested, meaning they possess highly updated tactical knowledge regarding modern asymmetric warfare. And the military leaders of both nations are currently maintaining open, continuous communication channels to coordinate their strategic responses to the recent attacks. If the ongoing conflict with Iran triggers a broader regional war, Israel is positioned to serve as the most heavily armed allied outpost in the area. They remain a highly controversial but undeniably potent military partner that deeply reinforces the strategic footprint of the United States in the Middle East. Number 1. United Kingdom. When international analysts evaluate the most deeply integrated military alliances on Earth, the United Kingdom always stands at the absolute top of the list. This diplomatic relationship is so incredibly unique and historically powerful that people all over the world simply refer to it as the special relationship. The strategic bond goes far beyond basic global politics or the routine trading of commercial goods back and forth across the Atlantic Ocean. It is a true military brotherhood built on more than a century of shared operational sacrifice in the worst global wars the world has ever seen. During the First and Second World Wars, British and American soldiers fought, bled, and endured extreme hardships in the exact same combat zones. When the fight moved to places like Iraq and Afghanistan, British combat troops were the very first ones to stand alongside American forces. As the international community navigates the terrifying geopolitical landscape of 2026, the military integration between these two nations is absolute. In response to the recent Iranian strikes against American arsenals, the United Kingdom has actively deployed its own forces to assist in intercepting hostile threats. But the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy are currently operating in complete synchronization with American forces to secure the airspace and waters of the Middle East. The intelligence cooperation between our two nations is the closest and most trusted classified security system existing anywhere on the entire planet. Intelligence agencies from London and Washington share deeply sensitive secrets every single hour to track missile deployments and prevent devastating terror attacks. The United Kingdom is one of the very few countries on Earth that can quickly deploy a massive, self-sustaining military force anywhere in the world. They operate beautiful new aircraft carriers that are designed to launch the exact same 5th-generation stealth fighter jets that the American military utilizes. Their elite special forces train constantly with American teams so they can move, communicate, and execute combat operations as one single deadly unit. They maintain highly strategic military bases spread across the globe that help the United States watch over huge, otherwise empty areas of the ocean. Whenever there is a severe crisis in Europe or the Middle East, the British military is already present and actively waiting to provide operational support. If the United States is forced to launch a massive retaliatory campaign regarding the recent attacks, the United Kingdom will undoubtedly provide immediate military backing. When global stakes are incredibly high, the United States relies on a heavily integrated network of international partners. From military powers in Europe to tactical allies across the Pacific, this defensive network remains formidable. These 10 sovereign nations have proven that their commitment to global security goes far beyond simple diplomatic paperwork. Through joint military operations and secret intelligence sharing, they stand totally ready to defend international stability. As the world navigates the terrifying geopolitical challenges of 2026, American diplomacy is heavily backed by actual military power. If the current Middle Eastern conflict expands, any hostile adversaries will face an absolute wall of combined iron. Thank you for watching this objective deep dive into the most powerful military alliances operating today. If you found this geopolitical analysis valuable, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Stay safe, stay highly informed, and remember that true allies will always hold the line when the storm breaks.